I feel very lucky to be in the UK, where I have found actually a lot of support. You can find me at any point at Lost Values. That's my Twitter name. The website is also lostvalues.com. And you'll understand, hopefully, by the end of my presentation, why it's called Lost Values. So I have an experimental lab here in London, and I develop physical products. I have some digital products, but mainly physical products. They're experimental, and they are mainly based on curiosity research of new materials and wearable technology. And you can see we have 3D printers, and we do some chemistry experiments as well, and we're getting into biotech as well. So my background before that, I have a master's called Material Futures from Central St. Martin's here in London. But I also got very lucky to be a research associate at MIT, where they were starting the first research on wearable technology. That has allowed me, well, first I would say, so obviously something very important to me is how little representation of women there is in this area of STEM. As we can see, there is anyway a higher interest on what it is, the arts and the humanities. So I merged both, having St. Martin's as a background and MIT as a background. I have managed to merge both and to inspire people, especially women, to get science into their lives, thanks to integrating the artistic side into the STEM through lifestyle products. I'll explain that why. So I work B2C and also B2B. B2B, for example, I was part of the development of the team that developed the costumes for the closure ceremony of the Olympics. They were all costumes that were lighting up, so it required all these wearable technology skills. This is, for example, another B2B project. This is a full LED garment for Hugo Boss. This is a project for Cadbury. It was to measure joy, so it was using biometrics. And by measuring your biometrics, the garment behaved in a variety of ways to enhance that joy. One example here, and I always bring samples, so later I can show you, but one example that I did for the BBC, I got asked to develop the wedding dresses of the future, and this was for a children program. It was really fun, and things were lighting up and picking up your heart rate and things like that, but I think the most interesting thing for me is I developed some flowers that it's in her garment, and when she was getting very nervous, the flowers were blooming to kind of cheer her up. You can see here one example, but actually you can see it physically, so I'm going to plug it. Oops. Yes. So this project has gone one step further now, and I'm developing a retail experience. It's a flower that will detect that you're getting close to it, and when you're getting close to it, it's going to bloom, and it's going to show a product that is hidden inside. So you can see it already being activated. The closer I get, the more it blooms. And you'll be able to see it later if you want. OK. So that's B2B, and that's very interesting for me. It's really fun. There is big budgets. I can be very experimental. I can hire a team. I don't have a fixed team myself, so I work with freelancers when I need them. But the next point for me is how can I then use this knowledge and passion to inspire people in their everyday, especially women, as I said before, to be more scientific. And we know that in government, there is a lot going on, and a lot of people are trying to push science. And for example, last year was the year of code, and everybody was like, get into coding. But for me, that is stage 2. If you want to push people to get into coding, you're still alienating those that don't have that confidence. So I strongly believe that the thing that influences us more is the things that we consume every day, the things that are around you every day. Those are the things that can inspire you. And this is actually true, that you are what you buy or what you buy into. So really, the things that we buy every day reflect the way we think. And the products I do B2C are mainly gifts. I'm in the gift arena, and I find that quite interesting because you might not buy something for yourself, but when you give a gift to someone, you're really trying to show you understand who they are, what they're about, the things that are important to them. So this has a stronger value than even something that you buy for yourself. And people are going to continue consuming. It's not something that we're not going to stop consumerism. We just have to help people consume wisely and consume in a way that is meaningful to them. So I believe there is still, unfortunately, a problem of confidence with women when it comes to getting closer to technology. And the best accessory a girl can own is confidence, I believe, more than anything to do with fashion or plastic surgery or anything like that. So to bring that confidence, the products I develop, and I'll show you some examples in a minute, they target these women, the ones who have science next to her, but also it targets little girls. So I also have products that target little girls. So that means in a market, I have the women that want to use these products in their everyday, the mother that want to buy products for their little girl, but also the dad that don't want to see the girl experience any bullying or any kind of unconfidence in a future that is going to be highly technical, obviously. So it's quite a broad market for all of the products. And I'll start with the educational one. And the educational one, I'm probably running out of time. 2 minutes? Oh wow. OK, good. Thank you. So yeah, for example, I'm very interested in how the difference between boys and girls. And there is difference. There is difference, and we cannot help that. It's true, a girl will be more drawn into something that is cuddly and soft, and you can even tell in just the way we are as little, we're more nurturing. And I don't see a problem there. I just think if girls like to play with these, then we just have to find a way of integrating into these kind of toys the things we want them to learn. So now with the rise of wearable technology and fashion and tech, we have materials that are textiles, but that are also electronics. And that's what I developed. I developed a kit, so it's not a finished toy, which is actually very good for us in terms of manufacturing and all of that. Everything is done in the UK, by the way. And it's already selling. Everything is already in the market. So this is a kit, and it's the child who has to build this. So we just have made the instructions, and we have a package with all the materials inside, nothing more. The kid has to build it, and I've got it here, and I'll pass it around. But I'll show you first what it does. The material links to itself with a method that I have called the textile Lego. And the switch of the toy is actually the ears. That's kind of the most interesting part of the toy, because all of a sudden a kid understands what's happening electronically. And well, a switch is simply an electronic circuit that is broken. And that's not obvious when you're when you're flicking a switch in the house, but with this it's very obvious. You're just linking together a circuit that is closed. And I'll pass it around if people want to see it. So that's the educational toy. And here it is. They really just learn to make a very simple circuit. But the most important part is not how much skill they're learning, is that for the first time, a girl can have that phase of confidence. That's the most important part for me. Next project, I'm going very fast. Next project actually relates with what you said about the cat eyes. The balls, okay. So I'm a city cyclist. I cycle everywhere, and but I do like fashion, and I realized there is a problem there with reflective materials and how you light up in the night and all of this. And here we have a very funny advertising done in France, who has Karl Lagerfeld with the yellow vest, saying like, I know it looks horrible, but at least it's going to save your life. And I thought, I'm sure we can use a material that looks as luxurious as anything you want to wear every day, but when the time comes that a car is approaching you, the product is going to glow. And I have developed a reflective wool. So I will ask someone here to come and try it. Anyone? Over here? Anybody? You want to come? If you want to get your phone, your camera, and put the flash on and snap her a picture, if you don't mind. Sorry, if you don't mind. And I'll pass it around, but you can tell already how it feels if you want. You want to tell them, I don't know if it's something you might wear.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's okay if you don't feel it. So it's going to pass around, and if you want to take a picture with flash, you will see what's happening, and you can also see that we are in a pretty bright room, and it's still working. Yeah, you have no idea what's happening.
I have no idea.
I'm going to show you. This is what you're wearing, basically. That's what you can see.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So fine, you can take it and share it. So this project has many layers for me. So obviously it has the fact that you can wear this at any time, and if you jump in a Boris bike, which normally you might do without planning it beforehand, you could be safe. But you wear the product first because you like it. We can't just force people. We can't just force people to have technology in their life if it's not appealing. This is a fashion issue. But on top of that, this product is made only with local wools and is only locally produced, which was very important for me as well. And there you go. It has glass. I don't know if you can feel it. It has a glass coating, and it's washable and all of that. Now, the most interesting part is that I realized that this material glows incredibly, even in the daylight, and it doesn't require power. So I managed to get Diageo on board to do some very large-scale tests, and this is then how this B2C then turns into B2B, which is, I don't have a business background, so this part has been a little complicated for me to totally get. But we have managed to do 2 pretty large experiments. You can see how big they are, and they're working. One for Johnnie Walker and another one for Smirnoff, and we have made the first glowing advertising that doesn't require any light. So this is on the streets. This is 10 meters, and that one is 20 meters. And there is just one LED on the other side of the road, just one. I'll put it again so if you can see. Yeah, that's the whole glowing advertising with just one LED. And I'm very interested in this kind of thing because I really don't think we need to generate more technologies when there is no need to. So I think innovation has already proven, or technology has already proven that can innovate in our materials, tools, and skills, and I think we have to make sure that we use that to innovate in the meaning, in the why we are doing things for consumer, society, and the planet. That's called actually design activism. As a designer, I have the privilege to affect people's behaviors and how people think about things through the products that I sell. And I'll show the last project, and it's a project for UV protection, and this is not my product. I'm kind of criticizing these products, sorry for that. But this is a bracelet that has obviously electronics, batteries, you name it, and it's gonna go obsolete very, very soon, obviously, like most technology. It's quite pretty, so I'm quite proud. The designer actually made it very nice, but it can read the UV light. It can read how much UV rays your surrounding has, but then you don't know it until you check your phone. So obviously this is using magnetic waves, and it's using Bluetooth, so which is something as well that we should avoid as much as possible. And then once you check your phone, you get a number, which I believe as well that a number is not always an accurate way to feel or to understand what's happening. So I'll show you my version, and actually I will pass it around as well. This is a UV sensing device, but it just looks like a normal jewelry piece. And this is done inspired on biomimicry, which is the idea that many problems we might come across, they will actually have been solved in nature already, so we can just have a look and analyze how nature has solved it. So there is a material that reacts like in nature, and many of you have seen it in sunglasses. It's a material that responds to UV rays by changing color. And I just had this dream that if we could make that material look like it comes from nature, it will be something really beautiful to wear. And that's what I've done. So I talked to a chemistry expert, and we got into a lab, and we are growing these crystals that has this chemistry embedded, and they change color in the sunlight. And this makes you aware of how much sun you are being exposed to. The depth of the color and the speed of change is what's making you aware. At the end of the day, anyway, how much it affects you depends on your own skin, your own genetics, if you have cream or not. So it's just an awareness piece. And that's it. So the products, I make I make one of them in terms of the model, and I'll finish there. In terms of the model, I just do experiments. I do one a month. I have that deadline. I do one experiment a month with my team. And then that experiment, if we believe it can turn into a product, we put it on the website and we promote it. And if it sells, if we get a few orders, then we produce it. But anyway, the good thing is that all of the experiments are part of the portfolio that then attracts the big guys. It attracts the B2B, the big brands. And that's kind of how we, I don't know, break even kind of thing. So yeah, that's it. Empower people to consume wisely.